What's happening, nerds? All you ultralight nerds, just like me. Got another review for you today, coming at you from a van again, because this is where I live. John Z and Handy Andy making these packs, and they sent one to me to check out. I carried this on the Florida Trail this year, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the features, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. So we'll just get right into it. So this pack, as most of the packs that you see ultralight hikers carrying, pretty basic. It's again basically just a tube with the 3 pockets in the back, 1, 2, 3, and a couple of shoulder straps. There's a few features on the Palante pack here that I'm going to point out that are pretty unique, and I really like them. So we'll start, well, at the front here, because I got the shoulder straps in my hands. So you got 2 shoulder straps here, and they're a good decent width for displacement. Plenty of cushion in there for me. It's about, I don't know, maybe 3/8 of an inch of padding on there. And this is the unique feature that I'd heard about that I am a huge fan of now. I didn't know I wanted one of these things, but after using these pockets, these are pretty dope. So other gear manufacturers making packs, they'll make an accessory pocket that you can put on here. They kind of flop around because they're attaching to maybe some nylon webbing here, and then you attach the pocket on there, versus the Palante pack. So this is actually sewn in. That is part of the shoulder strap there. That's a pocket with elastic on the front, and it's a stretchy mesh. So I was putting things like my phone, my compass, my maps, my headphones. I would carry them right there, so they're super accessible. I normally carry stuff like that in my fanny pack, and I still carry my fanny pack because they're awesome. But this was also really nice to have things right here in front of me. I liked that feature a lot more than I thought I would. I kind of hope some other gear companies take a look at this and maybe start incorporating features like that on their shoulder straps. No hip belt. You know I don't like hip belts. I think they interfere with my range of motion when I'm hiking. Although I also wanted to mention, don't obsess over the no hip belt thing. I'm kind of becoming aware of things now that I'm on the internet and looking at YouTube videos and stuff. People are obsessing over the hip belt and lack thereof. Like that's some kind of, you should reach to that goal to be a true ultralight hiker. Don't follow that. That's not the case. Like people like me who aren't carrying a hip belt that works for our style of hiking, if you have a hip belt and it's comfortable, use it. If you don't find it comfortable, maybe try hiking without it, but don't look at that as some kind of goal that you're not an ultralight thru hiker or an ultralight hiker at all if you have a hip belt. Like, don't fall prey to that. That's not true. Flipping this thing around, you got the big mesh pocket on the back. You got the 2 water bottle side pockets, or for your soaking container. You'll see there's only 1 compression strap on this pack. This side doesn't have one for some reason, and I kind of wish they would put one there. If you don't want one there, you can always cut it off, but it's nice to have that already built into the pack. I like those for hanging my socks on when my socks are wet so they can dry out during the day. And I also like slide my umbrella down through this and then into the pocket there so it stays upright and it's not flopping around. Pretty simple. It's just some paracord on there, a little pull strap that tightens it and loosens it. Yeah, I do wish they would put one on the other side as well. And people who don't want it, cut it off. You're not required to keep that on there. If you don't like it, remove it. It's your pack. You can do whatever you want with it. So, opening it up, there's just a little buckle here in the top. Another buckle. And then some snaps here that open the whole thing up so you can get into the main body of the pack. Pretty good feature. But that extension collar, as you can see there, is not that big. So again, just have a sleeping bag loosely stuffed in here so you can kind of see the volume of the pack. But it's also about where my gear comes up to. So with food and water, that takes up a lot of that extension collar. So if you're going to use a pack like this, you really got to have your gear kit dialed in. This is not a backpack for beginners. If you're questioning if a pack like this is right for you, it's probably not. If it is right for you, you're going to know it. You're going to know that your gear is small and light enough to fit into something of this volume. So measure what you have first before buying one of these things. You know, I've been through hiking for 13 through hikes now, and I actually had to give myself a shakedown to even fit into this thing. The pad that I usually use was a little bit thicker than what really works well with this. So I had to downsize to a 1/4 inch pad to regain some of that volume, which I'm fine with. You know, everything's a learning process, and I like to challenge myself. And using that 1/4 inch pad, I'm fine with it. It's a little Spartan, but it works, and it saves some weight off my back, so maybe that's a good thing. You don't have to really even snap this thing. It's got those snaps, but you don't even have to use them. In fact, I really didn't use them very often. Just reclip that thing, roll her down, connect like that. So the other feature I wanted to talk about is the Fancy Bottom, which sounds like a great trail name. The Fancy Bottom is this piece of fabric down here. It's the same stretchy mesh that this big pocket in the back is made out of. And there's 2 openings. There's a large opening on this side. You can see I'm sticking my whole hand in there. And then on this side, there's a tiny little opening. See, you can just fit my finger in there. So what I was using this pack bottom for, this Fancy Bottom, so I would keep snacks in there. So if I was pulling out snacks, I could reach in this big pocket, grab my bars, pull them out, eat them, and then with the wrapper, I would just tuck the wrapper into that little hole so they wouldn't fall out as I'm hiking. So that was a pretty efficient, unique, kind of a cool feature of this pack. I like that a lot. At times I would also carry my wind jacket under there so I could just pull it out, put it on, and not have to dig in my pack for it. I was worried that this was going to abrade. You know, that's the bottom of the pack, so every time you sit it down on the ground, that's getting a lot of wear. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see. Can you see? I can see. It is showing no signs of wear. It's perfectly fine. So I'm also really careful with my gear. Like, these are expensive items that we have, and I treat all my gear as delicately as I can so that it lasts a long time. If you throw this pack on the ground and dragging it and sitting on it and treating it with disrespect, it's obviously going to break. You got to baby these things a little bit. And if you baby them and take care of them, like anything else in life, you're going to get a lot more use out of it. So there we go. That is the Palante Simple Pack. 35 liters, 13 ounces. I carried this one on the Florida Trail. I love it. It's small. It's efficient. Yeah. Check out their website. Good luck getting one. These things sell like hotcakes. So, there you go.